Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bizchicks TV. This is the place to be for tips, tools, strategies, and everything that you need to take the hassle out of your hustle. Today is Tuesday. That means the digital diva is in the house. I'm Francine Gregory. This is she, the digital diva, Terry Johnson, online. She's going to bring us some really good marketing information and things that we can do to improve our businesses. So today we're talking about some Gen Z trends.
Mhm.
Get a pen and paper. Let's get this party started. TJ, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week of Marketing Talk, where we talk about all things marketing that you need to know in order to build and grow your business or your brand online. So, this week we are going to talk about Gen Z trends. I always love to bring a study. So, we talk about this one every year. It's Piper Sandler. Piper Sandler, and let me get my notes. It's Gen Z. Hold on, let me get the. It's okay. This is the 46th annual, semi-annual, not annual. Sorry, 46th semi-annual Generation Z survey put out by Piper Sandler. It's an investment bank, and they put this out, and they talk about. So they're saying since they started the project in 2001. Piper Sandler has surveyed more than 248,283 teens and collected over 60.7 million data points on teen spending. Now, Piper Sandler companies and leading investment bank, and they take this upon themselves for their, I guess, their customers, investors, or what have you. But this is good to know because why? Because whatever Gen Z is doing today, your audience is going to do tomorrow. So you want to be ahead of the trends, right?
Yeah, that would
You,
be a good idea.
you don't want to be behind the news or the eight ball or whatever you want to know or call it. You need to know what Gen Z is doing, and this is not about liking them, or there's a lot of hate towards one group. The boomers don't like the zoomers, and they don't like the so we're not getting into that. It's really about business. It's about trends. Business is about marketing trends, and I'm sorry to say it is about that. It's all what the cool kids are wearing and doing, because the cool kids influence the mom, the dad, the grandpa, the grandma. It happens. And here's the case in point. I remember years ago when texting first came out, I was like, I'll never text. Now I only text. And this is a lot of older people are like this too. They're like, well, when this came out, we're not doing it. That's stupid. The kids are doing it. And then give it 10 years and you'll be doing it. And I get annoyed when somebody gives me a phone call. I'm like, why are you calling me? Can't you just text it? Or here's the thing that Gen Z love: voice notes. Have you seen this? Is we getting a little off track before we talk about the survey? Voice notes. You see it on WhatsApp. You see it on Instagram. It's on Facebook. If it's not, it's coming. And TikTok. They like to leave voice notes, which is a voicemail.
Right. It is, and it's on your phone too. I
Mhm.
have an Apple phone, and you can push the button and
Yes, there
record
is.
something. And
Telegram has it, or any messaging app has it. So this is what they like to do. They don't want to text. Texting is millennial. That's old people to them, but they will leave a voice note because again, they don't want a phone call. They don't want to call anybody. So
so
go ahead.
just to make sure we understand, a voice note is not the same as making a phone call and leaving a voice message.
Right.
This is actually push and record in the inside your
You're
messaging.
cutting
Uh,
out the phone call. No
com-
phone calls,
but
people.
it is a recording.
It's a recording.
Yeah.
This comes from Snapchat. If you want to, where did this come from? All the good stuff that we do now, the stories, the ephemeral, short messaging, all that comes from Snapchat and Vine. Remember Vine? We all love that. So that's where all of this comes from. And they like to leave voice notes, and they're not a phone call and then a voice message. It's just a voice message. It's just press the button and talk, and you back and forth like that instead of texting. So that's just one of the things that if you're not using voice notes today, you will be tomorrow. Now, I mean, you, not
Okay,
you,
and you heard it here
you will be.
today
You will be.
with the marketing diva, our digital diva. She told us voice notes are in. So
Voice notes.
practice, people, practice.
Voice notes. All right, so let's get back to this report from Piper Sandler. And there are other reports. Status that does one. Edison Research does one on podcast. So we, I touch upon like the ones that I find, but there's tons of surveys. But so Piper Sandler surveyed 9,193 U.S. teens between August and September on their shopping preferences. Average annual spending among teens was $2,316, down 1% compared to last year. So they're talking to teens, and the average age of 15.7 years. Piper Sandler asked them about discretionary spending patterns, fashion trends, technology, and brand and media preferences. And it's a geographically diverse subset of high schools across the U.S. Okay, so Piper Sandler's doing this, putting it out for information. Now let's get a little bit of what's in here. So some of the things that they pulled out. There's a PDF I'm going to show. We're going to look at some of the charts. 70% of teens have used Spotify over the last 6 months. 46% of teens opting to subscribe pay for Spotify, up from 44%. That's surprising that they paid. Okay. TikTok improved as the favorite social platform, 38% share over spring 23. Snap was number 2. Snapchat, I mentioned that. Everybody thinks Snapchat is dead and da 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 da. You're not the target market. Snapchat is 13 to 24, I believe. And the reason why is Snap has a public face and a private space. So you can do private messaging, private voice notes, private snaps within your friend group, or you could have a public side where you show snaps and things to the public. See? So that's why they like it. If there's a private and a public side. That was always the thing with Snapchat. So they're number 2 with this group of teens with 28% share, followed by Instagram, 23%. So it's TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram. So you would think, oh, Instagram would be number 2. It's not, because Instagram is more of a millennial thing. And Gen Z sees those people as old. Believe it or not. The oldest millennial is 40, 41. So like I said, they got a thing going back and forth. And I see the stories. Oh, how can, Gen Z put out these videos on TikTok? How can you tell a millennial? And it's back and forth. It's really fun to watch. I just laugh. So, all right. So, teens spend 28.7% of daily video consumption on Netflix and 29.1% on YouTube. Now, I watched a video on Yahoo Finance. I like to watch that channel. They had a whole video talking about YouTube and how it's overtaken Netflix and why. With this group, can you guess why? Do you think why YouTube is more than Netflix with this group?
I would say because they are watching other people like themselves do things. It's not like movies. YouTube is
Right.
not a bunch of movies.
Right.
YouTube is
Now, one of
personalities.
the journalists in the Yahoo video, I'll put the link up later and you can watch it if you like. It's on Yahoo Finance. And he brought up a point that is when there's a group of them hanging out, whatever they're doing, it's easier to decide to watch something on YouTube versus Netflix. And just for what Fran just said, it's more about seeing themselves. You have a better chance of getting something everybody wants to watch on YouTube. And YouTube has a lot. It's not just how to or the crazy stuff that what's his name, Logan Paul, and those Mr. Beast. There's lots of things on YouTube. So YouTube is taking over slightly. So we've got Netflix is 28.7%, YouTube is 29.1%. And that is a big, it sounds like a small margin, but it's really big. That says a lot. And we've talked about YouTube, how, if you're not on YouTube, it's still not too late. You
Oh,
can
it's
get on
never too
YouTube.
late. YouTube, I'm getting to the point where I watch a lot of YouTube versus regular television.
2016, I've been on YouTube and never looked back, and everything I want is there. I like on YouTube, I will let, because I have it on the TV. You can get it on the TV, and I let these channels play jazz music or scenery, and they show the scene and the music plays. Or there's a beach scene, and it's the waves of the ocean, and it's
Mhm.
Bora Bora, Tahiti, and exotic places. And you can put in your TV, and it looks very nice. And then some of them have music and some don't. That's very relaxing. So I leave it on. It's not like, okay, I can play Spotify. I can do that, but it's easier for me to boot up the TV, bring that up, and it just play 3 hours.
Yes, and
Nice.
it really is a lot simpler because you can do that on your phone, cast it to your TV if you want it,
Right.
or just like you said, just put it on your
Yeah, if you have Roku or
TV.
Apple TV or whatever, there's a YouTube app. You just put it up, log in. Before you go to bed, they have nighttime, ocean calming and calm music to put you in the right mood to go to bed instead of watching the 11 o'clock news or the 10 o'clock news where it's bad news. I'm sorry, the news is bad news. I don't watch it because why? If I need the weather, I have an app or it's on my TV. I can get the weather anytime I want. I want to get the news. The news finds me. All this horrible stuff that's going on, the stuff with Trump, the stuff with this, the stuff, it finds me because I'm going to go online and I'm going to go to Threads, or I'm going to go here or Facebook or what. It's going to find me. So I am aware of the news. And if I want to investigate that story further, I do so. But if I don't want to, I don't have to because I'm not watching the news. See, a lot of people are watching the news, getting upset, especially what's going on. And I'm like, turn that stuff off. You're not going to miss anything. Whatever you have will find you because you have a phone that has an alert, notifications that pop up and tell you Britney Spears book is out and this is that and out and all this crazy Jada Smith, Pinkett, all this stuff finds me. I don't want to find it, but it finds me because I'm online. So don't worry about that. So I always say curate your feed.
I love that. Curate your own feed. What subscriptions are you letting come in?
Mm-hmm.
Remember back in the day, now, anyway, they would have all these people coming door to door with the magazines and
Publishing
you
Clearinghouse.
or Columbia Music where you can get
Oh, I
the
love the
music.
Columbia music. Oh, I remember my sister got all the albums, people, and they would come to your house. And that's how I got exposed to a lot of different types of music. Was that my sister had a subscription, and they would come, and the album would come to your house. It was an exciting thing. So now it's like, okay, curate your feed for your business and for your life. And I'm not saying hide. Notice I said that the news finds me. So I'm well aware of what's going on. And if
Right.
I want to investigate and go down that rabbit hole, I can, but I choose not to because I want to keep, you got to keep your spirits up. You got to keep things going on because I've listened to stuff and people are really going out there with, oh, this is World War III is starting. I'm like, no, no, you're
Stop.
listening to the news, which is doom and gloom. They're not happy sunshine. The news business is not that. The media business is not that. They want to keep you glued to the TV with doom and gloom.
Yes. And we have Dr. Tachi. Hi,
Hey, Dr.
Doc.
Tati. So that's what it is. It's not about, I heard people, oh, well, you're high. I'm choosing to have a pleasant day where I can get something productive done and advance what I want, and then do what I want to do gets me in position to where I can help somebody else.
Yeah.
If you're in a negative spot and you're doom and gloom in World War III and you trembling in you can't do anything to help anybody. But if you're in a better position, feeling better, monetary, whatever it is, you're in a position to where you can do something. You can say, well, I'm going to donate to this or I'm going to help that. But if you're in a bad spot mentally, you can't. So you got to help yourself. Here's the thing. They always tell you when you get on the airplane, what? When you have children,
Put
put the
your own
mask on.
mask on first.
Mom, dad, you put the mask on first, not the child. Why? Because if you're not, you can't help the child. You're out. The child got the mask, but you're out. You have to put it on you first, and then mom, dad, parents take care of the kids and whoever else. So that's how I look at it. So this is what it is about. This is what it's about. YouTube is growing steadily. It's not taking off to the moon. It's a steady growth. So they're saying here, especially with Gen Z, that they are moving towards YouTube more than Netflix. Slight, but it's
Which
there.
is interesting because at one time it was TikTok.
Well, I mean, yes, TikTok is number one for social media, but we're talking Netflix as far as streaming.
For watching longer form,
yeah.
for entertainment and longer form. And yeah.
Yeah, so that's where they're going. Daily video consumption, not TikTok consumption, but Netflix versus Disney versus this versus that. So it's YouTube has this slight edge. So that was one of the things that came out this year between this and last year. Another one is 87% of teens own an iPhone. 88% expect an iPhone to be their next phone. 34% own an Apple Watch. So Apple is very happy with these numbers. Again, Apple is one of those companies that they don't really have to. They have lots of cash, so it's not a struggle. But these numbers are good. Some other things, ELF Beauty Inc. is the top cosmetic brand. Nike is the number one favorite brand among teens in both apparel and footwear. 35% in apparel and 61% in footwear. I watched the Yahoo video I mentioned. I'm gonna put the link in, and they were saying that New Balance is a brand that's coming up. I like New Balance.
Yeah, now see, New Balance is boomer.
Yeah, New Balance is an old brand.
It's I'm gonna find out how old they are, but I was thinking they're pushing.
Here's something I saw. I forgot where it was. Rich Paul, which is LeBron James's sport agent or something.
Mm-hmm.
They did a show. I think it was 60 Minutes, and he was wearing New Balance. I was like, oh, he's wearing New Balance, and the piece comes out that he has a collaboration coming out with New Balance. So you would think he would do something with Nike, but no, he's doing New Balance. So that was another thing. And then when I heard what they said on the video about New Balance, it was that's an up and coming brand.
So I just looked them up. New Balance is about 117 years old.
Wow, I didn't know it was that old.
Right. There was an Irish immigrant, William J. Riley, started the New Balance Arch Support Company.
Okay.
He wanted to offer people better balance through arch support.
Good to know. So there you go. That's one if you haven't heard of, or it's an old brand. Well, Gen Z likes to bring all of these. Everything old is new again.
Right.
Okay, so they said Chick-fil-A is the highest ranked restaurant, and inflation is the number 2 social concern, with teens coming in at 9%, and that's because they hear their parents talking about things. So that's where it comes from. The quote for that says, our survey points to initial signs of a slowdown in teen spending. Inflation reached its highest mid-year in terms of political and social issues, right behind the environment. And this is one of the senior research analysts from Piper Sandler. So with males, it's Nike, Lululemon, and American Eagle Outfitters, the top clothing brand for teens. They're saying female spending was down overall, but they're still spending. And there's a couple of things they mentioned: Ulta Beauty, Sephora. So women are, the females are into that. So they're saying Sephora has suppressed. Is it Ulta Beauty becoming the number 1 preferred beauty shopping destination with a loyalty membership of 67%? There's a couple other things, but I want to show you. Let's look at the charts. I have them here. Let's take a look at what Piper Sandler has shared. Here we go. So I'm gonna make this a little. Let's go into this for a
Let me
minute.
move the banner here.
Yeah. Okay, so this, I know you can't see the text, but I want to show you the graphic at the bottom. Number one, ELF remains the number one cosmetic brand. Number one, Nike brand. We talked about that. The apparel, 35%, footwear, 61%. 87% of teens own an iPhone, 88% an iPhone to be the next phone, 34% Apple Watch, 55% of teens cite Amazon as their number one favorite e-commerce site. And what is it? Shein,
Shine.
Shine, Nike, Goat, and Temu. What is Goat? I haven't heard of that.
Goat is I think it's a place where you can buy like Shine, greatest of all times or something.
I know, yeah, I know Goat, but I was like, is that an app or something? So I'm gonna look at that. So Temu took spots numbers 2 through 5. Again, it was 9,193 teens surveyed, 49 U.S. states. The average age is 15%. Average household income is 70,725. Because you can say, well, where's Gen Z getting money from? Remember, and I talked about this with the creator economy a couple weeks ago, that they don't need a job at McDonald's. They can get online, TikTok or whatever, have a link in bio and talk and sell about whatever it is that they're talking and selling about. So they're making money. They're living in households where their parents are making money. So this is the average household income. They're breaking this survey down. 54% is male, or is it the opposite? That those colors are off. 45% is female, 1% non-binary identifying. The regions, South is 36%, West is 21%, Midwest is 29%, Northeast 14%. They have to do better with these colors because they're blending in together.
So Goat is a sneaker and apparel.
Okay.
Yeah, global destination for authentic and sneaker apparel.
Good. I'm gonna have to look at that. And the last thing on here, 37% teens currently part-time employed. So I'm assuming, I'll have to see how they broke this down. I'm assuming, this is like at McDonald's or, wherever they get a job in a brick and mortar. But I'm pretty sure I'm not sure if they're asking them like, if they're on TikTok or wherever and they're talking about something, they have a link to buy something. They may not consider themselves employed, because to them that's just doing, just being online. So I would be curious about that number. Is there anything we want to look at this before we move on? You wanted to look at? I could read some of the text on here. I know it's small, but some of this we've already mentioned.
Well, the mobile device remains the number one preferred method for customer service interactions.
Okay, where was that? Oh, the last one.
The
Mobile
last
device
one.
remains the number one preferred method for customer service interaction, 50% share. Text SMS shows the best multi-year gains. This gets into, Gen Z does everything on the phone.
And
So
so they use Cash App. I'm looking over here. Is the number one for the most preferred peer-to-peer money transfer.
Think about chatbots. A lot of sites I go to, I did a chatbot yesterday with Apple. You don't talk. Our generation, we talk to somebody on the phone for customer service.
No,
now they don't do that.
Right, and you. And it's it can be annoying if the bot don't get you. You know what I mean? When you try
But
to
it's to them, that's a second nature thing. They have no trouble with a bot. They prefer bots. That's what that's it. They prefer a bot. They've never grown up in a world where you called customer service and press 1 for this and press 2 and hang on for a customer service rep. That's not the world they live in. They don't want to do that. So that means you as a business, you might want to look at having a chat bot. Again, some of these things are, if Gen Z is your audience today, yes, you want to implement some of these things. If Gen Z is not your audience and your skews older, I'm saying these are things that will come to that older generation, because everything flows from the younger crowd. You don't like chatbots. Well, it might be, well, your customer likes them. It's not about what you like as a business, it's what your audience likes. What do they prefer? So that's why we look at these surveys, because they give out a lot of good information. Okay, let's look at the other one. Okay, so a lot of this we've gone over, but here, look under beauty, top beauty destinations: Sephora over Ulta and Target, fragrance brands, Bath and Body Work, hair care brands, cosmetic brands, and skincare brands. Here's one: social causes. 18% is the environment, 9% inflation. That was one of the things mentioned in the article, and that comes from parents, their parents talking about the cost of everything. Racial equality 7%, abortion 5%, economy 3%. Technology and social media, we talked about the YouTube and the Netflix, so YouTube has a slight edge. Hulu's number 3 with online streaming. Okay. And the top social media platforms was TikTok 38%, Snapchat 28%, Instagram 23%. Entertainment top celebrities, number 1, surprise, surprise, Taylor Swift. Not a shocker to me. Top influencers, another shocker on number 5, Kanye West is on here. That's top celebrities with Gen Z.
Yeah, okay. So my granddaughter, Taylor Swift is her favorite person. And Kanye West got a song out about Chick-fil-A.
Oh, that's why. Because I'm wondering, wasn't he canceled for all the things that he did in the last year? But
no, he got a song about something with Chick-fil-A. I was like, okay.
So now let me put these up. She says, well, I must be Gen Z then, because I don't want to wait or talk to a customer service either. See, that's what I'm talking about. These things that we're looking at today, we're going to be doing in a year, 5 years, or whatever. And some of us are already there. I'm with you too. I don't want to talk. Yesterday Apple you can call or you can do a live chat. Most of the services I have, they have a chat bot. When you go to the website, it pops up. So I'm like, you might as well just go with it. Excuse me. You might as well go with it.
She said Kanye.
That's what I said. I was like, wasn't he canceled last year for all the things? And
well, he's back.
Adidas canceled his shoe. I don't follow the man that much, but there you go. Top influencers. I only know Mr. Beast, Taylor Swift, Drake. I don't know the Alex Earl. I don't know if that's a male or female. Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Top restaurants: Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, McDonald's, Chipotle, Raising Cane's. That must be a regional.
Alex Earl is a woman.
Okay.
I think.
All right. Like I said, I was gonna look up and see who it is. Top snacks: Goldfish, Lay's, cheeses, Doritos, and Cheetos. You'll be seeing these on the Super Bowl. Handbag brands. We didn't look at Coach, Louis Vuitton, Kate Spade, Michael Kors, and Chanel. And then we have the clothing brands: Nike, Lululemon, PacSun. I have not heard of them. So some of these I'll have to look at. But
yeah, PacSun was where you get Pacific Sun something. It's where you get shades and
okay, yes,
other things.
Okay, so that's pretty much it. There's some other like breakdowns like video games, and then you mentioned the Cash App ranked number one for most preferred peer-to-peer money transfer versus Venmo at 36%. Cash App was 50%.
Mhm.
Venmo was 36%. Uh, for buy now, pay later, teens said they use PayPal Pay in 4, followed by Afterpay. Apple Pay ranked number one for payment apps used within the last month at 42%, followed by Cash App at 27%. We talked about Amazon, Nike, New Balance. Okay, here's another thing about New Balance. New Balance surpassed Vans as the number 4 favorite footwear brand. New Balance has gained a whole bunch of mind share, they're saying, and Vans have gone down. Crocs ranked number 6, and Hey Dude ranked number 7 favorite footwear brand. Let's see. There's some other things here. Anything you want? Anything you want to discuss?
Well, Dr. Tachi says,
Mm-hmm.
but notice the 5 celebs are music people, no TV or movie stars. She says, I hope Hollywood is watching.
That's a good point. I didn't notice that. That's a good point.
Right. They're YouTube. They're not, yeah. And then she would like to, if you could post the link to that. So
Yeah. Yes.
and then and then Pacific
Again, I
Sun
had
has
it.
sunglasses.
I had the link queued up to link, and this is Piper Sandler. I don't know why I want to keep saying Laurie Piper Sandler, and let me and there's an article. Business Insider did one a week ago. I caught this on Business Wire, but let me get the link. But I just thought it was, it's interesting to see what this, this survey that they do, and to see what the top brands are.
Well, I must be with the cool kids because I got a pair of New Balance.
Oh, I've always had New Balance. That's my favorite shoe over Nike and all the others. It's far because I go by fit and comfort, and that shoe fits my foot the best.
Right, and you're right.
So I never went with, I have Nikes, I have Pumas, I've had like a lot of brands. It's just okay. You get to a certain age and you're like, well, what fits? I don't really care about being cool. What fits?
Yeah.
And now here I am.
Yeah, because
laughing. It's just funny. Okay, hold on, because I had the link prepared just for this, and I am losing the link. So anything else you want to discuss there? I know there's a lot of stuff there.
I'm just, you have to keep reinventing yourself, which means you got to go learn how to do this stuff. Because at some point, like you said, in 10 years, everybody's going to be doing it. So you might as well.
Might be less than 10. I'm just, saying.
Yeah. We just need to learn how to do some stuff. If you want to communicate with this generation, I learned today that you need to use voice notes. Oh, there it is. Thank you. I need to use voice notes.
PiperSandler.com/teens. There's a link to get the presentation. There's a link for the PDF that I showed. If you Google Piper Sandler right now, you won't get this information because they have another one about something about banking they did this week. This one they put out, it was about a week ago.
So you all will be getting voice messages from me. Dean, Dean, the dean of
Dean.
Yeah, he sent me a voice message the other day. I was like, oh, so Dean is on it. Not a video. It was a voice note.
And this is the reason why and this is what frustrates me about texting, is the typos. You spend time, the doggone typos, and if you don't catch it and you press send, you send a typo. Do the voice note.
And they're hearing your voice.
And you don't like it, you can stop and re-record. You delete and re-record.
And you know what I like about the voice notes also is that it's clear. You can understand somebody's
the
what is the word?
Tone, the intent, indentation, the intent.
Yes,
With
all of that.
text, you don't know whether it's positive or negative. And some emojis are offensive to some people. Gen Z does not like the thumbs up. They think that's a negative.
Well, see, now this is good because now I don't have to learn emoji. And I was like, what is all of these little things? And okay.
So I'm looking real quick at Messenger to see. Hello. Okay. Yes, they have it too. And I was just in Messenger for some reason. There's a little microphone icon. They're not calling it voice notes, but if you see a little microphone and you press it, that's your voice message or your voice note. Um, I believe Instagram was doing something with notes and then doing something with voice notes. But Instagram is always doing so many things that I can't remember or nor keep up. And I'm just tired of trying to keep up with what they're doing. And they do have an option. It's called voice. It's called notes. And it comes, yes, here it is. So it's in Instagram, they have a section called notes.
So
And it
you
looks like
go
stories.
so you go to
Your
do you
messages.
so you can do a message to somebody and like, okay, why can't I see that? Where you can go to somebody and do a direct message to them.
Right. And it looks
And
like it looks like a circle. It looks like the story circle when you go to your messages. If you don't see the story circles at the top or something that says note, then you don't have it. But this is not broadcast channels. This is notes. It's something else. So again, Instagram has all of these little different ways of communication, one to many, one to one. The broadcast channels are really a person or the creator of the account can send out messages, but the people can't respond. People in
okay,
the group
so
can't respond.
but I see here, like if I send this person a direct message on Instagram, there is a microphone down there, and if I push the microphone,
Right. You can do that with DMs, but that's not the notes. There's a thing called notes in
oh,
Instagram. It's not the DMs.
okay, well
So
this is
see,
good.
that's what I mean. Instagram has so many little pieces of things, and then if you're a creator, you get different things from if you have a business page.
Yes, Instagram, I have you all up in the weeds. I'm just saying.
Hmm. That's why I like to go to Threads. It's simple.
I like threads.
It's simple. There's no, well, it's there. And the thing is, because of the call for adding features in threads, that they're going to bring all of this stuff over. I just hope they don't confuse the situation because people are asking for all kind of things in threads. And I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. It's supposed to be simple. If you
No,
want that, go to Instagram.
just I'd rather I mean, I'll go to Instagram to do certain type of posts, but other things I just want to hear thoughts of people and things of that nature without all of the extra
Right.
hubbub that goes on.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this is what's going on with Gen Z right now, according to Piper Sandler's Taking Stock with Teen survey. It's a semi-annual thing. There are other companies, other surveys. I try to get to them. And I like this one because it's like, they get in the mind of teens and what they're doing. And you don't have to go to TikTok and wade through all of what's going. TikTok has a lot.
They're like meta in a sense with a whole bunch of stuff that's
I
happening over
see
there.
I see the greatness of the search with TikTok, but it will you will get caught up into a whole bunch of stuff because it said, "Oh, you search for this? Well, here's a related search." And then it's like Google when you search for something and they have the people also search for. TikTok has that, and sometimes it gets you off. You fall down a rabbit hole of okay, it's like Lay's. You can't eat what's just one. So I'm just saying that curate your feed, your business feed, curate your live feed, decide what you want to watch. We talked about the news because I said in that 2016 presidential election, I turned the TV. I was like, no more, click, and went to YouTube. And that was it for me. So YouTube is a slow and steady grower. They're constantly adding little things. Like I said, they have the community tab over there where you can do your Instagram like stuff, and they're adding more things to that. They have a short section where if you want to do a quick little video, you can put it up there, or you don't have to do a long production video, which you can do. Because
Yeah.
there's an audience for all of these things. And then YouTube is putting AI features in to help you with different things. So
This has been good. I'm going to go play with my voice notes.
yeah,
Start
voice
sending
note.
people voice notes instead of text messages.
Yeah. So that's what's going on with teens. Do that. I was just thinking, do they do one for boomers? I'm trying to remember.
What, like a
No, like
text?
a specific survey for boomers. I know I get one, I can go to Insider Intelligence or whatever and find stuff on boomers. But I'm thinking, is there one for boomers like they have for Gen Z? So like,
I
what are
don't know,
boomers
but
doing?
I do know that the Gen Z and whoever was right before Gen Z, they
Millennial?
will call you a boomer in a minute if
Millennial.
if it's some old thought that you're thinking.
Oh, they have eagle eyes, sharp eyes. There's one thing Gen Z was talking about. If you start your video with a pause, you're a boomer. Like if you start recording, you go, and then you start talking, they're like, because Gen Z, they're right into it. There's no pausing, there's no waiting, there's no okay, what do I do? It's more of a what do I do kind of thing. So that's what they're saying. Like boomers don't know what to do, so they pause
Mm.
instead of just getting right into it. Because Gen Z use their phone, they use their phone all the time. They know how to get right into it. That was one that I saw. Another one was the story about the thumbs.
The
Uh,
thumbs up, like,
that was work related in some type of work situation, and they felt threatened about what did that mean. So
that
they look
means
the thing that we take for granted, and we know what the thumbs up. They don't have that filter. So that's pretty much what it is. Hey, Carlos
good
is
morning,
here.
Carlos. Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
So the emojis is a thing that, okay, but you bypass all that with the voice notes.
Right. See, that's why they like the voice note, because that gets right to the point. We have a certain age, you have a level of speak, especially in email, because you've been in corporate speak, and there's a way that we know to speak. They don't have that. So they're not sure, well, what does this mean and what does that mean? And I go through
Mm.
that with my daughter, because it's like, responding to emails for college and stuff. She's not sure what to say. And I'm like, oh, you just say, but it comes to me naturally from being in correspondence in, corporate life and government and stuff. You know what to say. They don't know.
Oh, that's because they took English 1A out of class. Okay.
They don't know how to write cursive. They don't know how to do this. A lot of things was taken out of school. So you want to blame somebody, we might want to look at the school system. I'm just saying. I'm not blaming teachers.
No,
I'm
not the
saying the
teachers.
system. I'm not blaming the teachers. Teachers have to
Mm-mm.
do what they're told. I'm saying the
Yeah.
system. Okay, so that's where the blame comes from. But they have a lot of things that we take for granted. They have a lot of anxiety over because they've never been in that situation. So that's where a lot of this come from. And we go, they're crazy, but they're not. You have to realize they never had an analog world. They
Not at
never had a
all.
phone with a dial with the circle with the holes, and you go. They never had that. They didn't have VCRs, any of that stuff. I don't
Didn't
think my
have to
daughter
learn
knows
how
what
to
a
tell time
VCR
or
is.
anything. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
So if
that,
you want to learn more from TJ, and I suggest that you connect with her, go to terryjohnsononline.com/info to learn all of the greatest and all of her greatest hits.
I
Um,
try.
follow her. Get on her mailing list so that you can stay up to date with whatever is happening in social media and digital marketing. These trends are really, really important because it's not advertising as usual any longer.
Right. I mean,
That's voting to
let's
sell.
not even talk about advertising. Let's say the whole world, like things are different. Like we were talking about the customer service aspect of it. Like we don't even want to talk to a person. We want to get right to boom. Give me the chat bot. Give me the this that because I've got other things to do. So we're getting into this world where buy now, pay later, shop online, go to the store, open your trunk, they put it in, and you drive off. Convenience things, anything, any kind of thing that saves us time and makes sense is going to take off. So those are the ways that we should be thinking about things. So
Right. So let's see. We got a comment here. Carlos says, "I'll be at NAB tomorrow." Good. All right, Carlos.
Tomorrow. Okay.
Is
You
NAB
doing a
live? Is it in Vegas? I won't be there.
If you're doing a live or you're doing something, let me know. Well, I always follow you, so
But yeah, I definitely will tune in.
Yeah.
So
I was just thinking the roving reporter. Remember that, the roving reporter? Not everybody's a roving
reporter. Kind of cool. We're here at NAB. We're live and
so good.
So also, if you would like to be a part of the Bizchicks community, you can do that by texting biz to 33777, or you can go to bizchicks.net.
Yep.
We will be back here next week. TJ will bring us some more really good information, especially as we're getting into another season coming up. We need to get some things in place and making these adjustments to fit the market that's going to be now the market.
Yeah. I was just thinking today about I said Black Friday is around the corner, and I saw Christmas stuff on the news this morning. I'm like, wow, they got Christmas trees out already. They don't even wait for Halloween to be over.
Halloween ain't even got here yet.
Can you wait?
We just need to be proactive in our marketing, and TJ will help us to do that.
Yep.
So we will see you next week. Always marketing talk with TJ. This is some good stuff. We're always here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle. So let's talk again next time.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. See you later. Bye-bye.